Right. Wait for Azmo to get here, and then... And just on time, look at that. How's it going, Azmo?
Yeah, I got... It's going.
It's going? Okay. Well, that's something.
It's not like the last time.
Well, considering last time you were a lot more apprehensive about even coming around the corner, you were worried you were doing things wrong. So the fact that you've walked around the corner full of confidence in that you've got ideas about what you want help with, that's always a good thing. So, what are you looking for help with?
I mean, there's like a lot happened this month for me. And last month too. I already took one healthy decision and I'm not going to any forests anytime soon. I've gone through 3 forests and like, first one made me scared of deers. The second one made me scared of the color purple, which is very ironic. And the third one, Marcus got decapitated, and I had to carry his corpse around for an hour.
Yeah, that was a thing.
On top of there being deers there, and hysterical laughter everywhere we go. So, just like all in one.
The deer thing, I can understand that. Seeing one at like Orlando Soccer, who was just walking along on all fours, then suddenly stances up like a person and looks at you, you kind of get worried.
That's what I did at first mission. They were skinwalkers.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to figure out. Well, it's not too bad around public areas at least.
Yes.
I can definitely see why you would probably want to forego your usual methods of trying to deal with whatever it is you're feeling you need to help deal with.
These last 2 days have been calm. Powder's not there at the moment, so the failing is not active. At least, and it's still a bit much. I mean, I was hanging with Marcus today.
How is Marcus doing anyway?
He's doing okay. He's recovering. He dyed my hair black.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Looks kind of good on you.
Yeah, it's for the... Thank you, it's for the car wash. So, no, it's going well. These last 2 days have been, nice. It's just that, sometimes when I see Marcus, I picture him decapitated at times. And, that's something.
Well, considering the fact that, you watched, like, your best friend kind of be decapitated and be in that state, it's understandable why you're thinking about that. Kind of plays on your mind a little bit.
Yeah, no, I've been feeling very empty these days, so I wouldn't know that.
Well, I mean, it's good if you're having at least a comprehension of the fact that you're lacking in feeling. Most people just take that as normal. Go, oh, yeah, I'm not feeling
Well,
anything, but they don't think about that in that way.
I mean, I'm used to feeling enough emotions for two people, so not feeling any at the moment is new.
So that connection is currently not there.
She's she's at a different place, so it's not there.
I know she said she was going on a trip somewhere.
Or I hope it's not there because of the trip, and not because of the deal she made with Liam. But I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but sure, I'll keep an eye and ear out. Luckily, I've only got the one eye to keep out, so... What does that mean, that I already have the eye out? Huh.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, same as there. You know, it's good when you can have someone that can empathize with you.
Relate to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we can at least sit here and have a little bit of a chuckle. See? That's a good thing. You still got your sense of humor.
Yeah, so he said, I mean, that's very peaceful. A bit lonely, but peaceful. But no. I don't know. I've just been feeling empty lately. I don't really feel like doing a lot of things.
You're in a more depressive place then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
not too bad, since that's a reasonable reason to actually feel depressed. You're used to having a current overload of emotions normally, that feeling the way you do.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's, I felt a lot of emotions that day. Which I wish I couldn't, I wish I was less.
see, the main problem that I thought of in the meantime after our first session was your overstimulation. The fact that because you're feeling the emotional burden of two people, and normally it is just the negativity, the fact that you're actually managing to keep yourself together, very admirable. But the other hard part was whether or not you could differentiate between the two sets of emotions completely. Because as you're telling me now, with that,
I'm learning.
see, with the connection broken, you're feeling less in general because you had pushed your own emotions to the side to focus on her emotions, right? Thus, suddenly, with her no longer here, your emotions are off to the side and you're feeling empty because you haven't brought your emotions back to the forefront of your own focus. You're still focused on her emotions, which aren't even there.
I mean, but no, it's, I mean, I was very, happy, and I think normal on Saturday and at the start of Sunday. I feel like the, feeling empty happened after, I had to carry his corpse around.
Ah, that's a bit more in the realm of trauma, yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm sure we can help you with that
You know,
in both sitting here and talking about it and pharmacologically if you need some help with that as well. I know sitting here and talking about carrying around a dead friend, even if they're better now, not exactly a topic that most people are going to enjoy broaching and staying on for a while. But considering it's more than likely going to be one of the main points that you're going to need help with to at least understand things. I'm just thinking.
I just wanna, because I feel like after a couple of days I'll probably go back to the usual, but then if I see anything like Fadark or Deers or Mystical Forest or someone getting decapitated again,
You're probably going to have a relapse into a bad place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, when I saw Marcus today, and I imagined him, like, without a hat, I was able to keep it together for a bit, but then I walked out, I almost fell to the ground.
You were emotionally exhausted,
It hurts.
represented itself in a physical reaction.
I suppose so. I mean,
Happens all the time.
I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm not the smartest guy, but like even I would guess that feeling a lot of emotions and then feeling nothing at all is not good.
It's not that it's not good, it's mildly abnormal. But the logic behind it is the fact that because you have felt so much emotion, you have felt the emotional capacity of two people, yourself and Powder, at the same time for quite some time, suddenly, when it is just only your emotions, you no longer have the amount of emotions burdened onto you. You have been basing your emotional output on the emotional input from Powder. But without that emotional input there, your emotional output, you don't know what to be outputting because you were trying to adjust yourself specifically to cater to that emotional input because your emotional output affected their emotional input. So you were trying your best to feel positivity and anything to counter any of their negativity. But now without any of their negativity coming over to you, you have trained yourself to be numb so that you don't have any negative feelings. But at the same time, because of the way things have currently been going for you, you can't exactly feel very strong positive feelings either. Because normally you would base positive feelings off of when she felt positive, because you would want to amplify her positivity. Sort of like, well, operant conditioning. Have you heard of a Pavlovian response before, Azmo?
You know full well I haven't.
Okay, I'll explain what it is. So there was an experiment. And what happened was a dog and a bell. Whenever the bell was rung, the dog was given a treat. Eventually, the dog thought that whenever the bell was rung, that the dog would get a treat. So the dog would salivate. And eventually it was shown that when the bell was rung, even if the dog never received the treat, it would still salivate in expectation of that. That is an operant conditioning. That is a learned response. So your learned response here is to amplify the good when it comes to you and try to reduce the bad. But because there's no bad coming to you, you don't have to reduce anything, so you should feel good. But because there's no good coming from that either, you're not feeling the way you normally should anyway. You're at an emotional dead zone because that's the neutral you found for yourself to make sure that it doesn't affect her. in a negative way. You don't want any negativity or positivity going to her at the wrong time. You have based your entirety on her. You see where I'm getting it?
Yeah, but I feel like you're gonna tell me to focus on myself.
Well, that's normally what I do for everyone anyway. That is literally the standard thing. Most people need to focus on themselves because they start wondering too much about what the world is doing to them and not what they can be doing to themselves to ignore what the world's effect on them is. In this case, working on yourself is a difficult task because you've trained yourself to not be feeling anything in a positive or negative way. I mean, what? You yourself find it difficult to actively make yourself feel better? Like, if you went out right now and did something you really wanted to do, say, had a burger, you felt really hungry, you went out and grabbed a burger. It was the best burger you've ever had, like your favorite burger place. How do you think that would make you feel?
A bit happy for a bit. I mean, I spent time with Marcus, and I was hanging out with someone yesterday, and it was nice, but it's just...
It's not the level of intensity of emotion you felt recently, and so you feel that you need... Are you looking to try and feel happier than normal? Are you trying to bring yourself back up to that level that you would normally feel when she's happy?
No, I've not been very active in doing that. I've been very, I don't know, I just don't have the drive to do such things at the moment.
I wonder if
I'm
should
just
try a
trying to
placebo
relax.
effect on him.
I don't really feel like doing a lot of things. I feel
Give him some sugar pills
quite
and
empty.
see if that affects how...
Could be just with that. But,
That
I'm
would be
just
an interesting thing.
wanting to relax.
Well, I mean, when it comes to relaxing, that I can always tell you just smoke a bit of weed. That's the wonderful thing about it being legal in Zafira.
I don't smoke weed.
But it depends on the kind of relaxation you're looking for. Like unwinding and thinking about things, smoke some weed. Relaxing in more just, you want to get out and do things and have a clear mind about stuff. Well, that's different drugs altogether.
I don't think I smoke weed. If
You don't have to
I
smoke.
have to focus on myself, then
True, you might focus a little bit too much on yourself. It can get like that.
yeah, I don't think I should get weed. I mean, what the other option was? The list you showed me, I assume.
Well, I mean, I can prescribe a variety of different psychoactives and chemicals and medications to try and help with that kind of thing if you would like, yes. I mean, if you're feeling depressive or anxious, I can definitely get you something that would help you.
That would make sense. Just so we're, clear, I'm not doing this because of the link. I'm doing this for myself.
Well, yes, no, that's the entire point. If you were doing this because of the link,
Okay.
like I now know, because you have told me, the link is currently not active because she is not here, which leads me to believe that now you're working solely on yourself. When you first came in, when we first did our first session, the entirety of the session was based around the two of you. It was about the whole of the situation. And whilst that situation in of itself has not resolved, it is not actually finished, the fact that you've come back here whilst you have not got this link active and have noticed that there is a difference between how you feel now and how you feel when she is around definitely shows exactly how strong of a bond that link holds over both of you. To be fair, it may be affecting you more negatively than her, but I haven't had an actual session with her. I had a brief talk. I put myself forward as a helpful hand if she needs it. But I'm not going to force myself onto anyone, you know that. It's not a thing I try to do unless I feel it is an absolute necessity to making sure the person doesn't hurt themselves. And even then I can't force them.
I've been keeping a distance for it. I mean, I haven't really talked with her about such things, but
Well,
at the
fair
same
enough.
time, that I've been avoiding her a little bit.
Well, it makes sense. You want to see whether or not her life, when she's just doing herself, affects you as much. Whereas if you were to be there by her side at all times, you can't tell whether or not her emotional state is affected by you, or if you are an exacerbating factor in everything else that is happening around her that makes her mood heightened or lessened by you being there.
Yeah, I mean, it's with everything I do at the moment. I feel like if I do a certain thing, I just keep fucking up, honestly. So, I mean, look at all
There's
the things. Like,
nothing wrong with fucking up, Azmo. There is never anything wrong ever with fucking up. Well, okay, I'll rephrase. There's one thing wrong with fucking up. And that's, if you die. But that's normally something terribly egregious in the ways of you have to really fuck up to do that. It's not something
That means you, the person that I go to for all my questions, has fucked up. But I'm not gonna...
Exactly.
So.
Look, I don't like to fuck up. I can't really afford to. If I do, it has a knock-on effect of hurting more people, and I don't want that. My job is literally the antithesis of hurting people. I want to help.
Yeah, I know. No, it's but that, they've been a couple steps back. And besides, as much as I like being around her, she has Ethan around her all the time now, so, I mean, I'm not that needed.
Well, whether or not he's an exacerbating issue or a positive force is yet to be seen, isn't it? Maybe you should try to spend more time with her without him there and see if that helps.
I really wish I could.
I can't make an accurate summation of whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, because I'm not in your shoes. As much as I try to place myself in the shoes of my patients, and helping people requires me to empathetically see it from their point of view, not everything is as clear-cut for me. I can only go off of what people tell me or what I have incidentally seen around. In my case, I haven't really seen...
It's no, it's like, doesn't really, has no real effect on currently. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think this is more of what happened in the forest than anything. Not everything is about Ater. As much as I adore her, it's not everything is about her.
Of course not, it's just that she happens to be a primary source of...
She does. I mean, that's to be expected. Honestly, she's a very active person in my life. Always have been. I mean, since the first day I got to the meat rack, she was there. She helped me learn how to read. He gave me a place to stay. He introduced me to a lot of people. So,
Makes sense now.
you know,
Makes a lot of
but
sense.
no, it's just, this is more about the forests, I think. Because every time I go to a forest and I come back, I'm such a shit show. I am such a shit show.
So stay out of forests and stay in the urban jungle.
I don't want to see any trees. I don't want to see any trees. Like, only trees I want to see is that holographic one on the track.
Well, I mean, there's like the little potted plant over there as well, but I don't know if you'd call that a tree.
Oh, no,
I'm
that's
joking
fine.
about
You
staying in
you
the
won't see me
urban
having a
jungle.
panic attack.
Like, yeah. I mean, you. As long as you avoid, like, the severe, like, parks. Because there's a couple at least.
The parks are fine. No, it's like, look at all the times I went to a forest. I went to the forest in the mountains.
With
There
who?
were skinwalker deers. I was, Bite, Aiden, and Matthew. It was a mission.
Okay, so that was a mission. Well, that's to be expected that something negative might happen if you were actively doing something that might involve that kind of thing. Next forest.
Yeah.
Why were you there?
Oh, that forest, and there were skinwalker deers, and so the first forest there was skinwalker deers, and I was in a wheelchair for 4 weeks, so that was
Yeah.
not fun. Second forest, I don't know why I was in the Fate Arc. We still don't know how I got there. I was stuck there for 2 weeks, you know.
Right, so that one
Had
wasn't
to
your fault. You
survive
didn't
eating
choose to go
poisonous
to that
creatures.
forest. You just ended up there.
Yes.
Well, you
Yes,
wandered
and,
through a Fey rift.
And
That's kind of
they say it was a miracle that I survived.
I mean, look, considering the fact that I've done a dissertation on the Fey Dark has only ever really been thought of as a potentia, considering the court system and how the Feywilds work themselves. So the Fey Dark, I mean, technically, to some
You don't
researchers,
wanna go there.
yeah, you would be an actual marvel. I personally don't overly care about Fae. Like, it's not a thing that I care about. It doesn't help me with my magical studies at all. I only ever did it because it was like you needed something that you could write a dissertation on. There's plenty of resources about the Feywilds. But I'm sure at some point you'll find a
I don't
researcher that
recommend
very
the
much would
Feydark.
want to probe your brain about that one.
I really don't hope I don't. I mean, Feydark was not fun. Everything there poisons you, so you're like constantly sick and hallucinating. And being all alone for 2 weeks does things. Yeah. I barely slept. And
Yeah, I mean, the Feywilds themselves are bad enough,
constantly have to
so
worry about.
somewhere that's as bad as a potentia on the Fey Dark, yeah, no, that's not a thing.
It's quite literally a place where everything wants to kill you.
Yeah, fuck that. Very much so. See, now that one I can understand why you might have a bit of a perturbation about forests. First one, you actively chose that. Second one, wasn't your choice. Third one,
Marcus was experiencing sleepwalking.
yes, he
It
has
was like he gets possessed, and every time it leaded through the forest. So, I mean, he saved my life, so I wanted to save his life. So
You
I
were
went
helping him
with
out.
him to his home place.
Oh,
We were in the forest, and the forest did
oh, it's
tricks on our
that.
minds, which caused us to get separated and lost. At one point, I was surrounded by deers in the middle of a
More
small
deer.
cliff. And then I heard hysterical laughter all around me, which reminded me of the pixies, like the fairies from the Feydark.
Makes sense.
Marcus got caught. I tried to save him. almost got my arm cut off trying to hold it between the blade. But I was too late. He got decapitated right in front of me.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate, that.
Apparently, that doesn't work the same in that place, so it told me to hold the corpse. So I held the corpse for an hour. I had to bite my tongue because I constantly had the smell of his blood in my nose. And I was disgusted with myself that I thought of taking a lick or a nibble.
Ah, that's called staring into the void. That's natural.
So I bit my tongue so I wouldn't.
Ah, so it filled with your own blood and you could only smell and taste your own. Smart. Clever way of dealing with it, Azmo. Proud of you.
Eventually, we found his head again. We stitched it on. Real good. He survived. Luckily.
Yeah, I should know, considering, you know,
anymore.
they kind of got him dragged into the ripping ship.
Yeah.
We had to kind of deal with that.
Yeah. So that's my three trips to the forest.
Okay, I can definitely see why you don't like forests too much, yeah. Even if it's not your own personal
really
choice to go there, something fucky always happens in the forest.
Every time, and then like, it's just not fun. I mean, I told you last time, I just want to have a day where nothing bad happens, like just like a week, or just one a week where nothing bad happens, and I can just be happy at the end of the day. You know?
I mean, that's not too bad. What I think you're currently experiencing is definitely a level of anxiety. I could definitely help you with something for that. Mostly because you currently don't have anything to not be anxious about. You don't know how to currently feel in the entire situation that you're currently in. But the fact that you've still come to me, you're still talking openly about stuff, the fact that it's on your mind that you need help, that's a good thing. I'm more than willing to help you. I'm just now trying to think what would be a good anti-anxiety medication for you.
I'm gonna be honest, the only reason I'm here is so, like, if I go home right now, I would be all alone, so I'd rather be spending time with you, even if it means talking about sad things.
You know, Azmo, if you just want to hang out outside of, you know, being an actual patient, I can separate the differentiation between my work and my life. Like, if you want to hang out as a friend, you know, go hit up a movie or you go enjoy some beers at a bar or something, you know, I can come with.
I really didn't want to ask you to come drink beers with you. I mean, like, it doesn't even affect you.
Oh no, you'd be the one drinking, I wouldn't. But, you know, still be sitting there enjoying the company. Nothing wrong with taking the mind off of all the work and just doing stuff.
Look, I already have one friend that keeps drinking with me, and it's unfair because they can drink so much more than me. I feel like they can't get drunk. I have a very high suspicion like they can't get drunk. And they're just messing with me.
I mean, yeah, if I was drinking,
So
I
that's why I
wouldn't
was
get
like-
drunk either because it doesn't affect me. I don't process things. There's nothing
Sure.
in my body that actually works as far as I'm aware. So if I'm drinking, I don't even have to tighten my throat up. It's literally, I could just put the entire drink down my throat in 1 second and be like, well, now I'm going to sound sloshy for a while.
Very slushy. I mean, at least I would be able to get safely home. Hours at one sober friend.
Yeah, I'm the best designated driver ever. I mean, look, you know how well I can drive considering that time from the Patty's Diner. Although to be fair, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was fun time. I missed those times, so I wish I could go there again.
Some point
I
in
don't
time.
see Sarah and Sven that often.
With Sarah most of the time, but she's currently going through a lot of stuff, so I don't want to be, well, overburdening her with anything or making her feel like, as much as I would help her with things, it would feel like the countenance of myself doing things. Look, tell you what, okay, Azmo?
We're in the same boat with that.
If you want to make this a less formal thing, if you just want to get out of here, I don't know, catch a movie or, have a couple of beers or something, we can do that. Like, if you want to go hang out as a friend, yeah, sure. Won't treat it as a professional thing. See, when you make an appointment and say, I want to have a session and a sit down, that's a work thing. But outside of work, I try not to do the whole analyzing people and doing that. But if it's going to help you as well, sure. I'll present myself as a cure for the...
I just came here because I thought like you would have something that would make me feel better.
I mean, shit, if I wanted to give you, like, anything, I could definitely give you, like, an upper or, like, anti-anxiety medication. I mean, look, it's better than you going out finding some dealer on a corner and just being like, hey, I need, like, 6 grams of blow.
That's how I got to steroids. That's a very bad decision. Never doing that again.
Yeah, hey, I heard you do drugs. Yeah, look, I need some black tar heroin right now. Yeah, no, it's not a good thing.
Oh, it's not. It really isn't.
Look, just be thankful they never finished off doing the drug I did hear that they put into trial at one point. That would have been dangerous if that hit the streets.
I feel like we should go drinking because I feel like you have a lot of things you need to say. You should say.
Look, I got a lot on my shoulders and plate, but even so, I still take the time to sit down with patients and do what I need to do to help them as well. But I'm also willing to make time with friends.
I try to.
I've got nothing but time, Azmo.
I don't do it there. I don't sleep that much, so...
Yeah, I don't sleep at all.
I mean, I should... I don't sleep much, but insomnia, so...
Right, so you need me to prescribe you something for insomnia?
No, you don't have to, I just... If you get something to make me feel calm, like that anxiety thing, that's all. That's more up of. I mean, I made a promise not to use substances to make, who feel better, but this, for me, it should be fine, right?
Well, yeah, look, I mean, considering your level of anxiety is not too bad, I would probably say something more mild, probably like Zoloft. Yeah, some Zoloft would be a good anti-anxiety, and then some melatonin for insomnia.
That would be nice.
Yeah, since that'll mess with the pineal gland at the same time. Shouldn't be too negative in the counteractants of each other. Our eyes at the same time. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Some Zoloft and melatonin would work.
I don't know if you've seen my medical record, but usually they give me more than the normal amount of medicine.
Yeah, look, I can see from your body type alone that you would normally have to have a higher dosage. I would say stick to a regular human dose anyway, just to see, If it doesn't affect you so... Look, okay, I'll write out the prescription for double the amount, but I want you to start off with taking a regular amount, like the 1 pill each, twice a day. But if you're feeling that that's not helping, doubling the Zoloft, at least. Double the anti-anxiety. You probably don't need to double the insomnia because by the time your body is shutting down to want to sleep at the end of the night with the melatonin on top, that should definitely help you. Like, that'll just take the edge off and help you drift off to sleep.
Okay.
So with less anxiety in your system from the Zoloft, and then a little bit of a bring you down at the very end of the night with the melatonin, should help you just actually get some good rest. Do you worry about any dreams? Have you had any strange dreams recently? Just always worth double checking.
I had a dream about Marcus being decapitated. And I had a dream about being all alone in a dark room.
Okay. Do you feel that those are affecting your rest patterns? Like, do you wake up and not want to go back to sleep again after you have been to sleep?
Yeah, no, I mean, when I wake up, most of the time I can't fall back to sleep again.
Okay, and is that because of the dreams?
It's, no, it's a little habit I picked up from when I lived in the sewers.
Right. Okay.
Most of the time, I'm a very light sleeper. Most of the time, if I wake up, that means something is nearby and I have to stay awake.
Well,
make sure that
tell you what
wasn't
then.
gonna
I will also add some
jump on me.
Hypnosil onto the prescription as well. What Hypnosil does, it blanks your dreams out. You don't dream. So, whilst you might not feel quite as rested as you normally would, you still hit REM sleep, you still do get the proper rest that the body needs. It just feels weird, just one asleep, awake, blank spot. You don't feel like there's been any time passed, so it can be disconcerting. You okay with that, if you feel that might help? The days might blend together a little bit. So if that starts happening, you're to stop taking it. Or if the nightmares don't actually go away when you stop taking it, we're going to have to find something else. But, well, by you stop taking it, and if it comes back as a recurring thing, yeah, we'll have to do another couple of sessions to figure out the meaning behind that, as well as anything else that can help abate that. It might be an anxiety thing. The anti-anxiety meds might help that alone, but definitely whilst you're getting adjusted to meds, since Hypnosil doesn't have any negative side effects aside from the potential lack of energy, it's still quite a good drug to have.
I'm already low energy.
Exactly.
I'm always high energy, so.
Which means what we will do... Shh. There you go. Prescription for that. Although the thing is, I don't have anything to really do until, let's see, I got the Wicarium today that I got to go work at, so I got a couple of hours if you want to go hang out beforehand. Then after we've hung out, see if you feel that that's brought your mood up at all.
We can work.
You can then go and pick up your meds, and if you pick up your meds, if you feel like you need to take them, you take them. If not, you don't. That's the best thing about what I've given you there. If you don't feel you need to take them, don't take them. If you feel like you do, you do. You've got to tailor it to the person.
Think about it.
Exactly. Look, I prefer if people don't rely on medication.
We can go watch a movie.
You know, that'll be great. Just some tacky, bland action movie. You know, we'll get you a big bucket of, like, salted popcorn or something. Not buttery, because I don't know why. Look, I never liked buttered popcorn even when I was alive. Why you would want to eat something and get your hands all, like, greasy and drippy? Just weird. Ugh.
Well, I don't tell this to a lot of people because I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I don't really enjoy eating anything other than meat. I mean, it tastes good. It tastes good.
Fair enough.
Don't get me wrong, but it's awkward on my stomach. It's really awkward on my stomach.
You know what, then? We'll find one of those movie theaters where they've got, like, the dine-in experience, and we'll get, like, a bunch of hot dogs for you. How about that?
Okay, one personal thing. Sometimes I wish they sold, like, a bucket of chicken wings, like chicken paws, after the theater show. Like, right? That's what's, like, on my mind. one time, I never financially recovered from that.
Wait. I got an idea now. Oh, I got an idea. See, look, as much as they, as much as they always say, oh, don't bring your own food in, they never do check bags of holding. So, look, if we want to go to a chicken place and, like, buy you a bucket first, then we'll sneak the bucket in.
My God.
Yeah, you see, we'll sneak we'll sneak look, we'll go sneak you in a whole bucket. We'll get you like one of those family buckets. All right, we'll take that in there.
But how will we know? Ater, how will we know if they can smell it? Because I have like very good smell and you have no smell.
Well, I can smell. I had to teach myself how to do it again.
But you can smell.
If I actively focus on things, that's the hard part. I have to actively focus. If I want to touch you and realize that I'm touching you, I have to focus on that. Right? Because otherwise, how can I write if I can't? If I've got my quill on my pen doing that, I'll go through page. I would start tearing her pages out. No good. I have to have my sense of touch.
Can't believe you weren't. Can't believe you weren't focusing on me during that entire conversation. You were focusing on the quill.
What do you mean? Look, I have to splitting my focus all the way around, Azmo. Come on. Oh, that's fucked up. Can't believe I'm being called out like this by my own patients. Oh, damn! Is this what it feels like to be savaged?
You're not doing therapy right now. I'm a friend. I'm not a patient.
Yeah, no, we've stood up from the chairs. We're done with the session, and well, look, this is technically a continuation of the session to a degree, but it's not something that I'm actively focused on, like judging. Look, it's hard to turn it off. Okay, I do keep notes on people in general. I keep observations going. Why? Because anyone that doesn't do that in general is just kind of ignorant.
I've seen you at the diner.
Look, it's not even just writing down about people. I'm writing my own thoughts half the time. But, you know, I make mental notes about, oh yeah, that person's, you know, happy-go-lucky. They've got those issues, though, and all that.
You speak out loud sometimes. I saw you at the diner. I was standing behind you.
Okay, yeah, occasionally I'll mutter, yes. Oh, man, getting called out sucks. I hate it here.
Yeah, how do you think I feel?
Right. Okay, fair enough. Look,
Want to catch a movie?
Yeah, let's go get you a bucket of chicken. We'll find a movie place that seems kind of crap and like the usher doesn't give a shit, so we can sneak it in for you. You can just have a big-ass bucket of chicken. We'll find, like, an absolutely garbage movie to watch. Sounds like a plan.
Let's do that. Afterwards, we can maybe go drinking.
Yeah, we'll get you a beer in you before I go. Yeah, I'll watch you have a couple of beers. Look,
you can watch me get drunk.
Don't get too drunk. Those meds are not supposed to be mixed with alcohol, okay? If you do start taking them, don't mix them too much. Should never mix alcohol and medication, ever. Well... Okay. Yeah, look, as long as you've got a time period between, like, having a beer or having your meds, it can work, but you've got to make sure that you don't, like, man, I'm going to just wash down these anti-anxiety meds with a fucking 4% beer. Not going to be good.
I mean, beer also makes me feel less anxious.
Okay, we can see it as a medication thing, but that's literally beer in general. That's alcohol for you. That's the Dutch courage. Yeah. Okay, let's get out of here.
We're getting chicken, we're going to the movie, and then we're going to go drinking.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.